people, they wanted something that they could like link to me to reference who the model was in the pictures if they posted them. And I moved out to California a couple of years. I enjoy like modeling for specific photo shoots with different. When I'm doing a private shoot, everything is very like it's a controlled environment. I'm usually I plan ahead. I'll be working with just the one.
Welcome to the Mirror Magazine podcast, where we feature bold voices shaping the creative world. I'm your host, Kelly Eileen. Today we're joined by the incredible Gothic Roze, a rising model and creative powerhouse known for her edgy, dark glam look, cosplay power plays, and car scene features. Let's dive into her story. So Roze, tell us how it all began. What sparked your passion for modeling and cosplay?
Hey Kelly, yeah. So thanks so much for having me on.
Of course.
I would say everything really started like I've always liked dressing in like the dark glam style. I really enjoy like the goth look, the vibe. It's just I don't know. It's a part of me. And I've always just kind of like dressed this way and worn this kind of style when I've gone to events. I'm really interested in car shows and going to Cars and Coffee, and people were just like, I guess they liked the look, and they used to ask me just, if they could take some pictures of me with their cars. And it's kind of like it's spiraled from there. So I've kind of always been doing like this kind of look with pictures with cars and kind of evolving to cosplay and stuff from there.
I do see that your persona is well defined. How did Gothic Roze evolve as a brand and identity?
I guess it's always been kind of my vibe to dress in the dark glam style, but it's really been evolving more. I guess since people used to ask me if they could take photos of me with their cars. Later on, it evolved to like people like to bring their cars to Cars and Coffee in like a nice like scenic setting, and there are nice backgrounds of trees or the beach or something. So then people started asking, could we take pictures of you with like the background too? It got to a point where people, they wanted something that they could like link to me to reference who the model was in the pictures if they posted them somewhere. So that's how the Gothic Roze Instagram account got started. So I guess since then it's kind of been snowballing from there, and I've kind of kept it in the dark glam style to kind of keep my personality with it.
Yeah. Was that how you got started in the modeling industry?
Yeah, it was really like it had always been kind of a spontaneous thing. People asking to take pictures, and I guess once I had the account, it became a little bit more. It wasn't just people asking me at events when I was there if they could take pictures. It started like people started reaching out and saying, "Hey, could I set up some time with you to take some pictures?" Or like, I have a car that's like it has a dark paint job. I just blacked it out or something. I'd really like to get pictures of you with it. So it's kind of been taking off that way.
That's amazing. When did you realize that you could pursue this as a serious career?
Honestly, it was so I used to live in Detroit, and I moved out to California a couple of years ago, and I never realized like they're just the Detroit area has lots of great photographers. It definitely has a huge car scene. Since I've been in California, I guess there are a lot more photographers here, and people they're much more interested in I guess taking like more professional quality shoots. I guess the number of photos I've been taking, and the number of people who have been reaching out asking for specific shoots and like different creative ideas that they want to bring to life. It's really been taking off and increasing since I've been out in California. So I guess that's how I've realized.
Yeah, you definitely have a lot more opportunities out there. But your look is a combination of like a bold glam, like gothic edge. How would you yourself define your signature look?
I really like, so definitely black. I always like to include a lot of black and dark colors in my look. I try to keep my style in the goth rainbow, so black with accents of like red, blue, purple. And I really like the bold makeup with dark lipstick, dark eyeshadow, like not a ton of like blush or bronzer. And I think also, like, in addition to just the outfits and the makeup, it's also kind of a like there's a vibe to it too. I really enjoy kind of a like a darker vibe, like a moodier vibe in my photos, and I think that kind of carries forward too. I keep all my makeup like I just got a Harbor Freight toolbox that I've been storing my makeup in. So I kind of like I have a little system when I get ready in the morning, like everything laid out and ready to go.
That's really cool because I know you want it a certain way to keep your look consistent. Do you see yourself as a storyteller through your visuals, like creating characters in your shoots?
For sure, yeah. I think that's part of why I enjoy like modeling for specific photo shoots with different photographers, just like helping bring their vision and their story to life. A lot of photographers reach out and they say, you know, that they have a something specific in mind. They want to tell a story where like a model goes to a certain location and like she does a couple of different things and like you know maybe like takes off her jacket or like throws something at the camera or maybe she's out like out in the woods at night and you know kind of like a magical mystical vibe um, or just like telling a story of an event, being at an event
Mhm.
and seeing, you know, the cars drifting and the smoke in the air from the tires, um, like coming down from the stage. I think it really, the elements of the storytelling and photography really, it helps bring out, it's added interest in the story. You know, it makes you feel closer to the model and to the photographer and the setting of the photo. So that's it's one of my favorite parts of modeling.
Yeah, for sure. Tell us about your connection between the car scene and modeling, since that's sort of like your niche.
So I guess like I mentioned earlier, I really got started in modeling kind of from the car scene. So I definitely like those are my roots, and I still do a lot of modeling at car events or with people's cars. But I think there's a
Mhm.
long tradition of having a model pose with a car to kind of like you know it gives you like more spatial interest in the photo. It helps like draw the eye to a certain area of the car, and it helps show like it brings out like the 3D, you know, the dimensions in the photo of the car, and it gives it more interest than just being, you know, like another quarter panel shot or something. So I've been doing a lot of car shows lately, going to events where people are bringing their show cars, and you know they're looking for
Mhm.
those photos, and the photographers who specialize in doing car photography are there. Um, so I definitely keep the two very.
I see that you did Race Wars, which is a car show. How was that?
Oh, Race Wars is so fun. That's one of
Yeah.
my favorite shows, honestly, because I mean, I love posing with cool cars, you know, just while they're parked or something, of course. But Race Wars, the vehicles can actually come to life and you can see them in action. You know,
Yeah.
people are like actively drifting right next to the model tent usually. Like we'll be sitting in the tent um, and like right across the little walkway from us is the barrier for the drifting. So we can like watch the smoke and you know little bits of tire raining down from the sky, or like
That's really cool.
watching the drag races. Yeah.
That's so cool. Is that your favorite car show that you've done?
Yeah, it might be. Yeah. I mean, the different things about every car show that I really enjoy, they all have kind of a different vibe and like a different thing they're targeting. I love Hin too. Um, you know, we just did a show that was like partnering with a county fair, so we got to like ride on the rides and take photos with the lights on the rides and everything. That's cool too. Um, but drift cars are like my favorite thing. So
That's so
Race Wars is
cool.
definitely up there.
That's really cool. And I see here that you have Germany 25 in your future plans. From the work that you've already done, what has been like a standout moment so far?
I would say, so I mean, all the shows are very cool. Don't get me wrong, but I think maybe a standout moment for me is one of the individual like private shoots that I did with a
Mhm.
photographer. BNZ Photography, I think is the Instagram name. He's a very talented photographer. He reached out to me with this concept he had. He wanted to have like girl like at a train station kind of at night.
Oh,
In
nice.
like a trench coat and then like a fancy outfit underneath. Um, and it was such a cool idea. I jumped on it. I really wanted to be a part of that. And so we ended up we could only do it in the middle of the night because it's partly because the train station would be empty, but also because we
Yeah.
were both busy earlier in the day. I actually had like another amazing shoot earlier that day, and then we met up for this afterwards. So we ended up like we went out to the train station. We brought some people with us so that we had like like safety in numbers while we're like focusing on this shoot at night. It was so magical. It was like the vibe was so mysterious and like exciting, and I felt like that was carrying through into the photos. And we ended up being there
Absolutely.
until I think like 2 in the morning. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, it was really fun, and the shots he got from that ended up being just like I think some of our best work. They were fantastic. I was over the moon with them. We still haven't shared all of them. There's still some that are coming out soon. But
That's
that shoot was
amazing.
definitely a highlight.
Yeah, I love the shoots in the train station. They always come out amazing. How do the
Yeah,
live
thank
events, the
you for
car
sure.
shows? Yeah, they're really dope. How do the car events differ from the personal, private photo shoots? Do you prepare for those differently?
Yeah, they're definitely two very different kind of days for me. When I'm doing a private shoot, uh, everything is very like it's a controlled environment. Like I'm usually I plan ahead. I'll be working with just the one photographer or maybe like two photographers typically. If they're friends or something and they're collaborating.
Mhm.
So I know that specific photographer. Every photographer has a slightly different like way that they like to approach their work and the way that they do their work, like their communication style. Like they maybe some of them want you to like change their poses constantly, so you have lots of movement in your shots. Or some of them prefer to
Right.
like spend a lot of time getting one pose like just exactly how they want it with the lighting and everything in the studio. Um, and then we typically plan in advance like kind of what we want the outfit to be. So it's really about like in this controlled environment, just meeting up for a couple of hours to bring a vision to life. The events are I mean, there's kind of like an element of chaos in all the events, because
Mhm.
they're like an all-day thing. They're that like you have no control over what the environment's going to be like the lighting or the
Right.
winds. Like there might be wind in the hair. There are lots of different photographers that I'm working with. Like we're switching back and forth all the time, um, and we're also usually trying to get some, capture like the movement of the event in the shot. So we're running around looking for different interesting things to shoot with and waiting for just the right moment for like a drift car to come by and kick up some smoke or like a
Yeah, for
roller
sure.
coaster to come down like right behind me in the shot. So yeah, and like also like all of the little things like making sure you stay hydrated and you're wearing sunblock under your
Right.
makeup, but like don't let your makeup melt off of the sun.
I know.
Um, all those things. Definitely two very different types of adventures. I do love both. It's good to have a bit of each.
What's the most interesting thing you've experienced during a photo shoot? Like anything unexpected happen?
Yeah, there are like so many examples. I don't know. Um, something interesting happened a couple of months ago. I I showed up to like a cosplay and cars event dressed in
Mhm.
I was I was Bunny Bulma from Dragon Ball. So like
Oh,
with
no way.
she has the cyan hair. Yeah, I love Dragon Ball. I love Bulma. I know like maybe
Mhm.
Bunny Bulma's a little bit overdone, but
The Wi-Fi stopped
I had to give it a
working.
try. Um, so I
The
had
Wi-Fi stopped working. I
like the
don't know
cyan
why.
hair. I know she does different colors
Yeah.
of hairs kind of inconsistent, but I did like the classic
Yeah.
cyan hair. And I showed up, and there was a there's a Lambo there that had, or sorry, a McLaren there that had a wrap that was like the exact same color as the hair.
Oh,
And I
wow.
got to shoot with it. It was really cool. So I matched with it perfectly. It was like such a a wonderful coincidence. I guess just
Yeah,
as
it's
an
meant to be.
example. I mean, lots of
When I
interesting
click
things like that
troubleshoot,
happen all
it
the time.
literally
You know,
takes
you
me
show up
there.
for a shoot and you never know what you're going to find until you get there, and then there's like something that you never would have thought about or would have been able to plan for. And it's what makes the shot so interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have any dream collabs in mind?
For sure, I have tons. Yeah, I keep like I have like a whole notebook where every time I think of an idea that I might like to shoot with someday, I write it down. I keep a whole list. But I think like top of my list right now, uh, so I have a project car. I have a 1968 Pontiac Firebird that we're doing an engine swap on it right now. I got it like 2 years ago, and I've been putting a lot of work into it.
Okay, it might be
It
working
has
now.
not been able to drive on its own for quite a while.
Same.
But since I've been living in the area, I've been making a lot of new friends.
Okay, I think it's working
I've
now.
made friends with the guy who runs SF Shibari. So he does like a lot of very like tasteful, artful rope tying in the Japanese style. He's like trained
Oh
from
wow.
like the experts in Japan. He travels over to Japan to do like the in-person
Yeah.
working classes. And he brings all of that talent and expertise back to San Francisco. He pitched an idea to me a while ago that we both really want to do. He'd like to do like some very like beautiful, intricate body ties and like a colorful rope. And have me be like on top of my car. Like we would take the car
That's really
to
cool.
like some beautiful outdoor setting where we have some like something really pretty in the background, like I don't know, like the Golden Gate Bridge or something. And put me either like on the hood or maybe the top of the car. We were thinking maybe like sitting on the car, like almost like I'm like riding a horse or something. Like I guess partly I really enjoy like the art style of the shibari that he does, but also just like having my car be a part of it. I'm really looking forward to that one. I just have to get the engine swap finished and like all the other swaps finished. But at some point I'll have this car running. I have lots of friends helping me work on it. And then finally we'll be able to do this shoot. It's been on my bucket list for a while.
Do you feel like people perceive you differently because you have like this gothic identity, dark makeup? Do you feel like it's hard for you to break out of your shell sometimes?
In some ways it's helped me break out of my shell, actually.
Really? It's
Because
interesting.
I guess I kind of tend to be a little bit on the shy side naturally.
Yeah.
And I think partly like the bold makeup, the bold look, it helps me come out of my shell because it's kind of like, it's very like eye-catching styling, and it people like to come up to me and talk about it, I guess. Like when I'm out and about, when I'm at events or like modeling, um especially when I'm in front of the camera, it seems like it for some reason it helps people feel that like I'm like I guess it makes me seem more approachable. So people like
Really?
to come up and talk and like start talking about the cars and their hobbies and their own like hobby car, or the cosplays that they've been working on, and their experiences with it, or their experiences with modeling and photography. And it it's really fun to talk with people about those things and their experiences, and it helps me meet more people that way. I guess it's kind of an icebreaker. So in a way, it really
Yeah.
helps me come out of my shell. And then also, I mean, I guess you probably noticed, like, I keep about the same theme with the different work that I'm doing. Like, I keep it in that dark glam
Right.
style. Some people ask me, they say, like, would you feel comfortable, like, coming out of your shell to, like, do more of a conventional look for a shoot? Like, like, no lipstick, no, like, wear bright colors, like pink or something.
Right.
But no shade on pink. It's a very nice color. It's just not my favorite to wear. And I typically like to keep things so that I still have like the dark glam slant, because it keeps my personality in the shoot, which I think is really important. Like it helps people feel closer to the photos, to the finished product. Like it's a bit
Yeah, of
more
course.
like it it keeps my vibe and my interest in it. I prefer not to go into the more traditional look. But
Mm.
it's not so much like that I don't want to come out of my shell in that way. It's that it's a part of me that I like to stay grounded to.
Yeah, that's amazing that you want to stay true to your own identity and you're keeping everything consistent, which is great as well. So that's amazing. Good. That's great for you.
Thank
Have
you.
you faced any, of course, have you faced any challenges like kind of carrying this persona, maybe getting work
Um,
or just like the opinions of people?
yeah, I mean, a little bit. I'd say overall people are very, very friendly and open to my look. It seems like people, uh, they, they enjoy it as something like a little bit different, like kind of refreshing, and I
Right.
don't get a lot of hate for it, um, which I really appreciate. People have been
Yeah.
so nice. I do get sometimes like photographers will say that they'll reach out and they'll say they'd really like to work with me, um, but they do want me to like completely ditch the look and be like specifically they're looking for something more conventional because they want
Yeah.
to reach like maybe a more conventional audience, like
Mm.
a magazine that really does like a totally different vibe or look. Um,
Yeah.
and honestly, typically, I respectfully decline that kind of work. Not like I've nothing against those looks at all, but they're just
It's not you.
yeah, it's like it's not my personality. So I
Right.
know I wouldn't be bringing like my best self to those kinds of shoots. Like I might end up with like the photos would be less interesting. I might have a weird look on my face or something. Like I feel you can tell, like that it'll be behind my eyes, like the expression.
Right.
Um,
Exactly.
yeah, and so sometimes the photographers are they're not thrilled with that response because they have a vision in mind sometimes that they'd really like to stick to. Um,
Right.
but overall, it's been everyone's been very nice and open and
That's
respectful.
amazing. How do you stay confident navigating this industry?
Yeah, honestly, like that's something that I think having my personal style and trying to stay true to myself really helps with. Um,
Yeah.
because like it's intimidating to like walk out of the show and be wearing something that's like kind of revealing, like or just like talking to people who are like kind of super well known on Instagram or something, and then like there they are at a show and they just want to make like like friendly conversation. um I think like sticking to my style and my personal vibe, it helps me know that I'm staying true to myself, and it helps uh, give me the confidence to navigate those situations.
What's a typical shoot day like for you? How do you prep? I know you do your own makeup, but do you like have certain skincare? Anything that you do?
You're breaking up a little bit.
For other creatives out there, other models, what's one piece of advice that you would give to them?
One piece of advice. I would say try to keep it fun. Um, that's that's one important thing that I've been learning. Because there can be a temptation to. I mean, I respect the hustle. I know sometimes you have to hustle.
Mm.
There can be a temptation to like book too many shoots in one day. When people are like so many different people reach out with interesting shoots that they want to do, and it can be very hard to find the time to fit all of that in. So sometimes in the past I've done like 3 or 4 shoots in one day, honestly. And it can be very rewarding. It's cool to be able to fit in all of
Yeah.
those different opportunities. It can be very draining to do that much work at once, like back to back. Um, and I think I was hustling a little bit too much.
Yeah.
So one thing I've learned is like try to keep things fun if I can. Try to have in mind like how many shoots could I realistically do in this given day without like getting so tired that I'm just gonna have like a super tired look on my face in all of the photos at the end of the day, or like like my posture starts slumping because I'm tired
Exactly.
from standing all day in heels or something, or I just get dehydrated because I've been working too much and I haven't been like making breaks to take water. So now I try to like structure my plan for my days where I don't take on too much work, and just like a manageable amount that I know I can handle comfortably, and I make sure I take breaks so that I'm like stopping to get a drink of water every now and then, and just like sit down for a couple of minutes so I'm not getting too tired. And also another thing, I used to like when you're at a shoot, you're there to get the photos, and the photographer is like looking at you and expecting you to like give them the poses that they need. So I used to not talk very much while we were actively shooting.
Yeah.
Because then like it changes your facial expression, and they'll end up taking photos where your mouth is in the middle of making like a W sound or something, and it looks ridiculous. So I used to not talk very much at all when the camera was on, and I don't know, it's like the vibe gets a little bit strange. It's very quiet, and you lose the communication with each other. I feel like I lose the connection to the photographer and to the camera a little bit when we do that. So another thing I try to do to keep things a little bit more fun for myself now is I will allow myself to occasionally break character and just like have a little bit of back and forth with the photographer. Just like ask them what they've been up to lately, and I think overall it ends up contributing more than it takes away with like the small breaks and stuff. So just like allowing myself to be human and have human limitations, and to have like a more comfortable interaction with the photographers and stuff, like not making it all work, letting it be fun too, has been really important for me. So that's a big piece of advice I usually have for people starting out in modeling.
Yeah, and it's also beneficial when trying to make connections too, because you actually get to connect
for sure
with the people that you're working with. That's great. And what's next for you? Do you have any upcoming projects, shoots that you want to share?
I mean, so later today, I'm going to Auto Vino, which is a little car show that I think will be really fun. I know a lot of the cars will be going there, and I'm really excited to shoot some photos with them. I just booked tickets. Actually, I'm heading back to Hawaii pretty soon in August. I was there for Highland Fortnights a little while ago, and I had so much fun there. I made a bunch of new friends, and I really liked the different background and environment for photo shoots there. So I'm heading back out for SPOCOM in August, and really excited to work with my friends there again. And I want to go see where the sea turtles come up on the beach, like to keep a respectful distance from the turtles for sure, but I really would like to go see them, and maybe take some photos with them like far in the background, or maybe use some camera tricks to make it like seem like they're a bit closer without really like interrupting the turtles' day, and maybe take some shots like kind of in I don't want to say the wilderness, but like with like with the lush greenery and the plants there, some waterfalls. That's something I'd really like to do. So I'm looking forward to that one. Stay tuned.
Well, it's been such a vibe having you on. Thank you so much for bringing your energy and storytelling to our new podcast.
For sure. Thank you so much for having me on, first of all. This has been really nice and great to meet you. Great to talk with you. The best way to find me is just on my Instagram. It's at Gothic Roze. That's Gothic with 2 C's. That's where I post most of my like the photos and the behind the scenes. Especially, I really like posting behind the scenes from the shoots to that account. So follow me there. You can keep an eye on my story. I share a lot of like what I'm up to every day on there.
It's amazing. And to our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in to Mirror Magazine's podcast. And we'll be back soon with another bold story.